They said it would change everything. The biggest rocket ever built. The gateway to Mars and to millions. Investors called it the future. A ticket to unimaginable wealth. No brakes, no doubts, just rockets and returns. Then came June 18th. A silent desert, a humming launch pad, and in a heartbeat, the Starship 36 vanishes in fire. But the real explosion? It didn't happen on the ground. It happened in wallets, in portfolios, in blind trust dressed as innovation. This isn't just about a rocket. It's about the money trap you never saw coming. The dream that burned brighter than the truth. And if you're not careful, the next launch won't just take off without you. It might take your money with it. Welcome to Money Traps, true stories of financial greed. Hit subscribe. This one's going interstellar. It began like every other test. A clear Texas sky. A giant steel rocket. Silent, steady, waiting. At Starbase, even the silence feels like thunder. The kind that rumbles before something breaks. Cameras rolled. Fans tuned in. The countdown wasn't public, but the tension was. Flash. A fireball tears across the launch pad. Metal shrapnel rains like hail. The base shakes. The sky turns orange. And Ship 36. Gone. In seconds, dreams worth billions, evaporated in flame. Online. Just another one? Still bullish. Elon will fix it. But behind the memes and Mars emojis, something deeper burned. Doubt. Because this wasn't the first explosion. And it wouldn't be the last. But for those who put their faith and their fortunes into this sky-high gamble, this blast wasn't just loud. It was personal. And it was just the beginning. It didn't start with fire. It started with a vision. We're going to Mars. That's all it took. One tweet. One launch. One billionaire's promise wrapped in steel and smoke. And suddenly, everyone wanted a seat on the rocket. Not a literal seat. A stake. A slice. A shortcut to history and to profit. Forums lit up. Coins were minted. SpaceX-themed stocks, tokens, even apps promised. Buy now. Regret never. People sold homes to invest. Took loans. Cashed pensions. All for a shot at riding the sky. They called it the next Apple. The next Tesla. But faster. Louder. Riskier. Every failed test was repackaged as data. Every fireball? A feature. Because this wasn't investing. It was devotion. Emotional. Dangerous. And while the rockets reached for space, millions of ordinary people grounded themselves in fantasy. They weren't chasing returns anymore. They were chasing belonging. In Musk's mission, in the hype, they weren't just betting on space. They were betting on certainty. And that is how the trap begins. The explosion fades. The smoke clears. But the trap, it's already sprung. Investors don't flee. They double down. Failure is progress, they say. Every blast brings us closer. Trust the process. And just like that, logic goes up in flames. Because this isn't about rockets anymore. It's about belief. And belief is the most expensive currency. You see, when you've poured your savings, your pride, your identity into something, you don't want to walk away. You can't. So you tell yourself stories. Next time will be different. They always bounce back. I'm already in too deep. That's the sunk cost fallacy. The deeper you fall, the more it hurts to climb out. And then there's confirmation bias. You ignore the burns, the losses, the warning signs, and zoom in on the one tweet that says, "We're fine." Meanwhile, the numbers bleed. ETFs dip. Crypto tanks. Whispers of regulatory scrutiny rise. But the community? Still cheering. Still clapping. Still buying. Because when hope becomes habit, and risk becomes ritual, you're no longer investing. You're gambling with your eyes wide shut. And the house? It never plays fair. Failure isn't the villain. It's the teacher. But only if you're willing to listen. Ship 36 exploded. Not the first. Won't be the last. Because real innovation? It's messy, expensive, and painfully slow. But the trap wasn't in the fireball. It was in the blindfolds people wore while watching it burn. Investing isn't about faith. It's about facts. And the facts? They were always there. Multiple failed launches. Unclear revenue streams. A private company with limited disclosures. But those who wanted to believe only saw Mars. That's the danger. Hype creates urgency. Urgency clouds judgment. And judgment is the only thing standing between you and a financial disaster disguised as a dream. You don't have to stop dreaming. You just need to stop handing your future to one. The lesson? Hope with your heart, but hedge with your head. The flames died down. But for many, the damage was already done. Some lost thousands. Others, everything. Not because the rocket failed, but because they believed it couldn't. And now they watch, silent, eyes fixed on the sky, while it's lighter, hearts heavier. Because when a dream crashes, it doesn't just leave debris on a launch pad. It leaves doubt inside the people who dared to believe. But this story isn't just about loss. It's about what you do next. Do you chase the next shiny promise? Another coin? Another sure thing? Do you stop, look deeper, and finally ask yourself, what am I really investing in? Hype or history? Stories or strategy? Because the next launch is already being planned. The countdown has begun, and millions are once again lining up, ready to bet their futures on smoke and steel. But you've seen the trap. You felt the heat. Now the question is, will you step back? Or will you burn again? You saw the fire. You heard the hype. And now, you know the truth. Money traps aren't always scams. Sometimes, they're dreams dressed in steel and stardust. Sometimes, they look like hope. But hope without caution is a spark with no extinguisher. So before you bet your future on the next big thing, ask yourself, is it really a launch? Or just the fuse to your own downfall? Because in the world of money traps, the explosion doesn't always make a sound. Let's keep this conversation burning where it matters most. Drop a comment. We want to hear your thoughts. Give this video a like if it opened your eyes. Share it with someone who's about to fall into the next trap. And please, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another true story of financial greed, deception, and redemption. This is Money Traps, True Stories. And the next episode? It's already on the launch pad.